Hi there, hope you're doing exceptionally well today and that you'll have a really nice weekend ahead. It is the weekly roundup. Today is Friday, May 13th, and we're going to look at some real gold in our comment section. Somebody said that one time that they were so excited finding this channel, and really the gold was in the comment section instead, and that always stuck with me. And whenever I see some wonderful comments, then I'm like, this is the gold in the comment section. We're going to take a look at a conversation started by Powers Benzo Coaching, where Lester Green, John Monk, Lara Blackburn, Caitlyn as well are sharing some real insights, some really helpful things. But before we do, and let's do our rundown, or a roundup, I should say. Monday, what happened Monday? Well, Monday we had Insomnia Insight number 459, where we talked about the North Star, how we humans, we don't like to be micromanaged, but rather when we're given sort of a vision, this is where when somebody tells us, this is what we would like to see happen, but you figure out how to do that. We like that, and so does our brain. And when we have kind of gotten to the end of where, as far as education and logic can take us, we understand everything about insomnia and sleep, etc., but we're still struggling. We can give the brain this North Star and let it figure it out. More on that in Insomnia Insight 459, if that sounds applicable to you and helpful to you. Tuesday, we had Heard Online number 9, where Mario suggested 2 articles. One was on sleep duration and cardiovascular health, and we saw that there was one really high quality, big article looked at that showed that there was no correlation between short sleep and cardiovascular events. I think it's a really reassuring one for anyone that's been anxious about their health, particularly cardiovascular health. Wednesday, we had Insomnia Open Class number 154, and that is those are episodes where we answer questions live from the community. And there was, I think there's a lot of value in it, just for anyone that has questions about sleep. Like they're often recurrent questions, so a lot of people can find value in that one. But one thing that came up was this state of like just never feeling sleepy, feeling like your sleep drive has just disappeared. That came up, and if that's something that you think could be helpful for you to tune in, then do check that one out. And then yesterday we had Talking Insomnia. It was Talking Insomnia number 102, and we talked about life after insomnia, a little bit of a new take on in this playlist. And it's Neil, one of our favorite guests, who shared how since his insomnia faded out a few years ago, how his life has changed since then. And I think a lot of inspiration and hope comes from seeing that there is a life after insomnia that can be really wonderful and maybe more enriching than if there wasn't from the learnings we have from our struggles. Now, with that said, let us jump in and take a look at that gold in the comment section that I talked about. And this whole conversation, it was just wonderful to read it, honestly. And it started with this comment. Actually, exactly 6 days ago. It's kind of funny because last Friday I said that last Friday's roundup was about a comment from the roundup from the previous Friday. Now we're kind of doing the same thing again. But anyways, I was wrong with the thumbnail for last week's weekly roundup, and this is in the comment section again from 6 days ago. Powers Benzo Coaching says, excellent channel. Quick question, please. Any advice or difference in advice regarding not sleeping at all, or the fear of going 2 days not sleeping? When I've struggled with sleep, 99% it's fear of not sleeping, which results in zero sleep. Very tough to correct. Then Lester Green replied, eventually you'll sleep, so there's nothing to worry about. Nobody has ever died from sleep deprivation. There's no sense in letting a doomsday sleep scenario keep you up, because nothing else can possibly happen other than you eventually sleep. Caitlyn then said, Lester Green, thank you so much for responding to this. I've been up pretty much 6 days straight now, and I'm irrationally telling myself I'm going to die from this, making my anxiety surrounding sleep worse. In the end, I almost just feel like I need constant reassurance that I will sleep again, that it isn't going to kill me. Then Lara said, Caitlyn, the end, yes, all of us. It's comforting to know that we're all in the same boat. Insomnia can be so insular that it feels like we are the only ones going through it. Whereby Caitlyn replied, Lara, can't say how much I agree with you. I felt super alone going through this whole thing, since I know no one in my personal life knows about the struggle. It's been about 5 months for me going through this whole thing. Are you currently experiencing it as well? Just curious. Lara replies, Caitlyn, For me, it's been 4 years. It started when I was 15. Now I'm 19. It's been awful. But I think because you found Daniel's channel early on, you're going to be fine. 5 months is not very long for the fear of not sleeping to become embedded in your brain. Why not tell your family if you can do so? Yep, it's been in the same boat of not sleeping for 6 days. In fact, I got through about 3 days without sleep fairly often for the last 4 years, but I've always emerged just fine. At some point, sleep drive overpowers my racing mind, and I wake up like 8 hours later feeling much better and much calmer. So you'll be okay. You're going to sleep soon, and then you'll forget about how awful these past 6 days were. Smiley. Lester Green says, Caitlyn, of course, I know how it feels. Let us know what happens. Just remember, there's nothing wrong or unusual about you. It's just your mind playing tricks on you. Once you aren't scared of being awake anymore, you will sleep. But sometimes trying to be okay with being awake is also a sleep effort. So you have to truly become detached with the effort to sleep, and peace will come. John Monk said, I think everyone here knows what the problem is all about. I was there too. Now I don't lose sleep, oversleep anymore, but I really won't mind even if I do. I simply don't care anymore. So insomnia has no power over me. Lester Green says, John Monk, exactly. I seriously don't care at all. There's no sense in caring. It's totally out of our control. Lara said, Lester Green, Lester, John, how did you stop caring? I've come to the point where I realize that I can function fine without sleep. I just feel a bit off, but I'm still extremely attached to my sleep. Lester replies, Lara, I found that what really helped me is having something to look forward the next day. I know that even if I don't sleep, I'll be able to do something enjoyable with people that I like being with the next day. For me, insomnia became very isolating because I would shut down socially when I was too tired. But I realized if I push myself to be just as social as when I do sleep, sleep has less power over you. I think simply realizing that you can get through the day isn't enough. You have to realize that you can enjoy the day just as much as when you don't sleep. Also, when I go to sleep at night, I tell myself that even if I can't fall asleep, I'll do something fun or productive with the extra time so I don't really care whether I sleep or not. And that's how that conversation ended. And I have very little to add, except I was just so happy and so pleased and so grateful to see this amazing teaching, within the community on the channel. And just to add one thing on, one thing from myself here is that when we hear the word "I don't care," I think it is maybe not exactly as it may sound like, meaning we all care, in a sense that we all would like to sleep well, we all like to feel good, etc. But as was pointed out in this thread, it's more that we can become unattached. You can still want to sleep really well, but if you don't, then that's more acceptable because, like Stessa said, for example, we can see that we can do things that are enjoyable regardless of what happens any given night. So I'll conclude there. I hope you found this week's teaching very helpful. I hope you find everything you need on your path to leaving the struggle right here on the channel. If you would like some more guidance and find the answers maybe a little easier and in shorter amount of time than you would otherwise, then please head over to our website and do look at our coaching options. We have plenty of options, and I hope one will suit you really, really well. But with that said, Ian, hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to having you back next week. Until then, take it easy.